Since Todd Boehly has arrived at Chelsea, he spent £462 million. That's more than Liverpool in the last 10 transfer windows and enough to buy Ajax, a team that's won 5 Champions Leagues. Todd Boehly has owned Chelsea for just under 6 months and now he has spent almost £500 million. And if you include the reported signing of Christopher Nkunku, it's over £500 million. Just how is this legal? Well, I'll answer you that question straight away. It's not. But in this video, I'm going to be going through all of Chelsea's signings and just giving my opinion on all of them. If you do enjoy the video, make sure to leave a like, and if you are new to the channel, I'd really appreciate if you could subscribe. I put out a tweet on Friday night listing all of Chelsea's signings. It got 0 likes, but another interesting thing is I couldn't list all the players because I didn't have enough words. That's how many signings Chelsea have made. But just to list you everyone, you have Wesley Fofana for £71 million, Cucurella for £58 million, Sterling for £50 million, Badiashile for £34 million, Koulibaly also for £34 million, Chukwuemeka for £16 million, Santos for £11 million, Aubameyang for £11 million, Fofana for £11 million, my mate João Felix for £10 million, I think we're friends because he's seen one of my Instagram stories, Selena for £8 million, Zakaria for £3 million, Nkunku for £63 million, Mudryk for £88.5 million, and Madueke for £30.5 million. That is a lot of signings in the space of 6 months and a lot of money at that. People often criticise Man City for their spending, but at least they sell a lot of players, whether it be youth academy or just players in their squad. Chelsea have made no notable sales in the last 6 months to even justify this amount of spending. You look at Fofana, that's overpriced, Cucurella overpriced, Sterling overpriced, Badiashile, I think that's relatively fair, Koulibaly overpriced, Chukwuemeka overpriced, Santos overpriced, Aubameyang overpriced. To be honest with you, I've never seen Fofana play, so I can't really say. João Felix, £10 million for a 6-month loan fee, that's crazy. Selena, never seen him play. Zakaria, £3 million, relatively decent enough deal. He's on loan, he's been good. Nkunku for £63 million, relatively fair price. Mudryk for £88.5 million. He looked good in his debut versus Liverpool, not a good price though. Madueke, £30.5 million, a little bit on the expensive side, but it's a good signing. And then you see Chelsea handing out 8-year contracts to the likes of Mudryk, and he did look good versus Liverpool. He could be a very promising player, but let's just say he breaks his leg. He has an 8-year contract on £100,000 a week. Mudryk can piss about for 8 years, he can do whatever he wants, and he's still going to be a Chelsea player. He can just refuse to leave. Loads of these players have been handed massive 7-8 years contracts, which you don't really see, because if they don't turn out to be good, if they do flop, they're still at Chelsea for another 7 years. The worst thing about all these signings, and most of them aren't even here and now players, a lot of them are youngsters with potential, so maybe 3 or 4 years it could work out, but right now, Chelsea are 10th. They're probably not going to get European football. When you're not getting the revenue of playing Champions League nights, you're not getting that European money, that's going to leave a bit of a debt, and that is going to cause FFP. I already think they're breaking the rules. How can you spend almost £500 million in the space of 6 months, not make any big sales, and really just get away with it? Surely there's going to be an investigation. I get they're getting big contracts, so it can be paid over a certain amount of time. I'm wearing a Juventus jersey, so I'll use them as an example. They were recently given a 15-point deduction in Serie A. Not great for Juventus fans. Beforehand they were 2nd, now they're in 10th. Chelsea are already in 10th, and if they were to be given a 15-point deduction, and there's no rumours, no speculation about this, this is purely theoretical, they would be bottom of the Premier League on 14 points. Look at the players Chelsea signed under Thomas Tuchel. Have they even done great? Has the investment even been good? Fofana, he's been injured a lot of the time. Cucurella has been inconsistent, so has Raheem Sterling. Koulibaly, I thought it was a good signing, £34 million. 6 months later, he's now been replaced by Badiashile. Aubameyang, £11 million. He doesn't even start for Chelsea under Graham Potter. Zakaria started off bad, but I think he's actually done quite well. Chukwuemeka didn't really make sense. I get he's young, he has a lot of potential, but he's not done anything in English football. What has he done to warrant a £16 million move to Chelsea? Like I said, Mudryk looks good, but what has he done to warrant an £88.5 million move? He's looked good in some Champions League games, fair play to him, but he hasn't done anything in the top 5 European leagues. He hasn't really been on the big stage. How is he an £88.5 million player? If this was Man City, if this was PSG, people would be losing it. They wouldn't be having an oil club this, oil club that, but Chelsea, nothing really is mentioned as much anyway. Chelsea aren't even buying the positions they need. Both Kepa and Mendy haven't been great this season. I think Kepa's been the better goalkeeper, but he's not been brilliant by any means. So just buy a goalkeeper. The midfield is a little bit weak, and they haven't signed any proper midfielders. Kante and Jorginho are likely to leave in the summer, so it really isn't looking good for Chelsea in the midfield area. And they've struggled to score goals. There's a number 9 curse. João Felix is apparently the striker, though he's not really a striker. Todd Boehly's American. If he took advice from some fellow Americans, you look at the Glazers, you look at FSG. The Glazers have spent a lot more money, but they've made bad investments, while FSG PSG have spent less and they've made good investments. A lot of their players have turned out to make profit, Felipe Coutinho for example, and most of their players have done relatively well. Todd Boehly seems to be going down the Glazers route of just spending money, no real investment, no real strategy, and maybe all these signings work out, maybe Chelsea win the league next season, but I highly doubt it. Chelsea aren't even going to get European football this season. I wouldn't be surprised if Chelsea don't finish in the top half. Spending doesn't always lead to success. Chelsea are just throwing money at every player on the planet. I wouldn't be surprised if you are offered a Chelsea contract tomorrow worth £200 million. You look at Man City, they've invested wisely. They've brought in Pep Guardiola players. They spend their money well. At the time of recording, looking at the players Chelsea have brought in, I don't think they've spent the money well. I get Thomas Tuchel signed Koulibaly, but 6 months after signing Koulibaly, he's been replaced. So you've also spent over £70 million on Fofana just to be a backup player. Chelsea have to be stopped. They're probably going to end up signing another couple of players in the January window, and yet they're not making any sales. Surely FIFA have to look into this. FFP, I mean, it's a joke if Chelsea aren't investigated. That's all I have to say though. What do you think about Chelsea spending? Is it ridiculous? Do you think they're making wise investments? Let me know what you think in the comments. If you did enjoy the video, make sure to leave a like. I would really appreciate it. If you are new to the channel, feel free to subscribe. If you really want to support the channel, I'd really appreciate it if you could become a member. You get these insane benefits on the screen now. Shout out to all my current members. Thank you all so much for watching the video, and I'll see you in the next one.